Alright, gardening friends, got a little update on my progress on the yard. So I did get the health strip finished in my mind. Eventually I will add a couple more of the ground hygronias, maybe 3, to fill in this area, since I had some that got buried by construction earlier. Anyway, here's the terrace garden. This is not where I did work today, but it's always pretty to look at, so do a little video here. Now, I did not get the grass at the top yet, obviously. Man, everything has taken so much longer than I have. I just don't have enough time. But anyway, tons of pollinators out, so I'm happy to see that. Is that I don't know what kind of hummingbird moth or bee that is. Do you see it? Right down. Oh, he just flew away. There he is. Anyway, cool pollinators. Things are looking big and full. Some areas looking better than others, but it's progress. Every year, a little bit more. Look at how pretty my foxtail grasses are. They even have like a reddish color to them. That's really cool. And this one is a little bit behind, but its foxtails are also starting to pop out. All right, so on to the upstairs. Show you the area that I did today, which was mainly the meadow garden. It really needed to be de-weeded and have the crabgrass pulled out, and so I've gotten that job, I'd say probably about 95% done now. I'm gonna take a little walk through here. You can actually see my cobblestone pathway again. The obedient plant is done blooming. I'm gonna come through here, and I think I'm gonna cut off a bunch of the seed heads and go plant some at my work. And then my coneflowers here, looking faded, but still pretty. Certainly still pretty from afar. I got all this grass pulled out. Now you can see the wild violet patch that's spreading nicely as a ground cover through here. I'm glad I decided to leave that and not pull it out. I do like it. I'm gonna have to widen this stone pathway though, because it's getting quickly overrun with plants, but it still looks pretty. There's a view that I really like from this way, looking at the cosmos. Isn't that pretty? And then my smoke bush behind it is adding a nice contrast of color. The Rosa Sharon, got the one shrub right over there that's blooming. They're actually really pretty. I'm so on the fence about it. Like, I was going to pull them out and give them to my friend at work, but they grew too much this year. They've probably put on 4 or 5 feet of growth this year. So I don't think moving them is any longer an option. And the reason I wanted to pull them out is because I found out that they are reseeding in my yard. So that's an annoyance. I also found out that the deer like to eat them. So that's also kind of defeats the purpose. But now that they've gotten so tall, the deer can't reach the good, top half of it. And I don't really mind if they eat the ones on the bottom. I might even start, well, I guess I couldn't really, like limb it up like you would a tree, but maybe, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I like the vase shape. I like the blooms that it is getting toward the top, and they can't reach those. So it is pretty, and I guess it's here to stay. So this is what it's looking like now. Man, look at that blue. I think it's Blue Moon Juniper. So so pretty. Just the bluest tree I think I've seen. And I love it. Okay, well, I know that wasn't a very long show and tell, but this took me many hours to pull all this grass and weeds, and it was like coming up from down here and growing up into the entire meadow garden here. And yeah, it was really bad. So it took me a very long time to pull out all of that crabgrass and everything. I need to get some more mulch in there, but that's not going to happen realistically probably till we're back in the house. So I'm just kind of trying to maintain it as best I can in the meantime, but it certainly looks so much better than it did earlier. I'm happy with the progress. And the next area that I'm going to be tackling, I still haven't finished, is around the front. All right, so I mentioned it in previous videos, but I did weed this area. It's already starting to get weedy again, but it's not anything like it was. But you can see here where the grass picks up again. That's the area that I still need to get done. So it's probably not going to happen tomorrow because I also need to work on the work garden. So I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. But next time I come over here, which will be after this weekend, so maybe like next Monday, Tuesday, I need to remow the lawn, and then I need to pull out all the grass and weeds in this area, just like I did in the meadow garden. And then aside from the completely overgrown area around the back of the house, which is really hard to deal with because I can't mow back there. The concrete is all broken up from when the tree fell on the house, and so it's hard to even walk back there. Like it's just very, very overgrown. So I've got to work on that. That is a big job. I'm going to ask my husband to come over and help me chop down all of that stuff, and then we're probably going to have to borrow a friend's truck to haul it off because I can't even get in the garage at this point. And that, I feel like that's too much of a job for just me to handle. So the rest of the yard I can do, but that is out of control. And then a reminder, I think I showed this on the last video, but this is the bed that I just unburied. It was covered in weeds, grass, and I think it was honeysuckle vine. I definitely smelled what smelled like honeysuckle as I was pulling it out. And then I believe that this bed is going to have to be completely broken down anyway because of the construction that's going to be happening. I think they're going to like drive over this area because the building is going to come out basically to where that pile of garbage is. That's where the building, our new addition, will kind of end over there. So they're going to, more than likely, I'm guessing, have to kind of drive through this area. So I'm planning to relocate all of these hostas, and I'm going to try to relocate these two St. John's wort shrubs, this one and this one. I'm going to try to move those to my work. Hopefully they make it. And then this poor tree, I planted this as a seedling out of my yard because the juniper trees up there make seedlings all the time, and it's done so well, but I don't know if I can move it, transplant it. It might be too big for me to do that. So we'll see. But that might also get moved to my work or somewhere. Okay, well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the videos and seeing how the progress is going as usual. And hopefully it'll get more exciting here soon. But I've been saying that for the past year. So that's a pretty view, isn't it? My neighbor's blue house in the background and pretty flowers and stuff. I really like that. Okay, well, we will talk to you next time.